Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought today, why not do a makeup tutorial? So let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and begin with moisturizing my face. I am going in with the Maybelline New York Master Prime by Face Studio. Of course, as I always tell you guys, I love using this primer. To me, it just makes my foundation a bit smoother and it keeps my face hydrated. Alrighty, so next I'm going in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water Set and Refresh Spray. This is the one that I got just for Christmas, or that I just got for Christmas, and I do about like 2 or 3 spritz here. So nothing was coming out because I hadn't used this yet, so I'm like trying to pump it out. Finally got it, so I do about 2 or 3 mists here, and then just kind of let that set on my face a bit. And then next, oh, and yes, of course, it smells so good. But next I'm going in with my Tarte concealer. It's the same one that I always use. Whoops, it was backwards, but you guys know which one it is. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this on to, of course, my under eye. And then I do just cover up a couple little blemish scars that I have from recently, just from having some acne. And then, of course, my normal like T-zone area. Once I finish with my concealer, I'm going in with the Maybelline New York Fit Me Matte Poreless. It's the same foundation. This one is in shade 128 Warm Nude. I, of course, always stand by this foundation. It just works for me. Sorry, I'm like trying to get it focused here, but yeah, okay, we get it. We know it's Maybelline Fit Me. But now I'm going to go ahead and put it on my hand. And then I'm getting my black beauty blender, and I did damp it before I started using my foundation, doing my foundation. And I'm just going to go ahead and go in, mix it with my concealer. Sometimes I will go in with my concealer first, like with the beauty blender, and blend that through. But I want to try something out, something different now, and see kind of like what would happen. And I must say, I don't know if it was just from the spray that I had used before, because I hadn't been using it very often besides like my Max Fix Plus, and I actually really liked it. And on top of that, my skin has been looking so much better since I have been using my new Clinique skincare, as well as the botanical scrub that I had tried out, and yeah. And then whatever excess I have on my hand, I go ahead and blend that into my neck. You know, can't have 2 different shades here from your face to your neck. So I just go in with that. And then next I'm going to be going in back with that setting spray refresher, and I'm going to spritz that on my beauty blender just to go ahead and pat that back in and really get that spray to keep my face really dewy so it doesn't look very bumpy and dry basically. So I'm going to go ahead and pat that in. After my foundation and concealer is complete, I'm going to go ahead and set my whole face with the IT Celebration Foundation Powder. And for my brush, I'm taking the e.l.f. Complexion brush and just giving that a couple little swirls and then setting my whole face with it. Usually I'll just kind of like pat it through. Now I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit Light to Medium, and I'm using the first, on the bottom row, the first two shades, and I'm going to go ahead and bronze my cheekbones, as well as going into my forehead, but mainly sticking on the outer ends, which you'll be seeing here shortly. And then for my nose, I usually don't contour my nose, but whatever powder is remaining on the brush, I do use that, and then I do dip a little bit into that last shade on the second row to go ahead and just go over my whole nose. Since I don't really contour it, I just kind of bronze it up a bit, and then I will go in with the top row of the banana powder looking like color, as well as the first shade to just kind of go over on the bridge of my nose to go ahead and highlight that area. So I'm just taking this little sponge, it is a dry little sponge, to go ahead and dip into those two and just start to kind of bake my under eye as well as my nose. Next is the eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette. And for the first shade I'm dipping into, it is Rush. And honestly, when I first tried out the eyeshadow palette, I realized that the eyeshadows were very pigmented. And so you really don't need a lot. And they blend, honestly, pretty well. So I was pretty happy about that. For the eyeshadow brush, I am using the e.l.f. blending brush. And I liked using this one, but it does have more of a point to it, which I will be using next for mainly my crease, to give a bit more definition and depth to it. Okay, those were like the same thing. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this more of an angled, actual fluffy brush for blending. Honestly, I don't really remember what brand this is. It just says shadow on it. So I'm just going in with that. And for the Rush color, I am putting it over my crease, as well as, so in my crease and above my crease. I'm not very good at these voiceover things, but you know what? That's okay. We're getting through with it. But I'm going to go ahead and brush over with those, blend that in. And then I am trying to get a little bit more on my inner corner so it's not so dark and off balance from my outer corner. Then I'm just going to go ahead and switch over to my other eye. For the second shade, I am going into Alert with the e.l.f. blending brush that had more of the point. And this is mainly going to stick into just my crease, just to give it that more of a definition, since it is a bit more of an orangey color. For the next two shades, I am taking Mugshot and Secret. For the first shade, Mugshot, I am going in with that same brush and just focusing this more on the outer side, and then I will start to drag it more towards my inner corner. And I start to get this more on my lid, but of course, as you can kind of see, I am leaving more of the center of my lid, not so much with that color. So before I dip into Secret, I'm actually going back with Alert with that same blending brush, just to go ahead and add that definition back to the crease. Now I'm going in with Secret with the e.l.f. small angled brush. I'm going to be focusing this shadow on the outer V of my eye and literally creating a little V, as well as bringing it down a little bit to my lower lash line. I'm going back into Mugshot with the same blending brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just blend out that outer V. Then for my actual lid, I'm going in with the shimmer shades Boom and On Camera. For the first shadow I will be taking, though, it is Boom on the e.l.f. Shadow C brush. Ooh, yes, get it. Well, you at this point, I don't know what I was listening to. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go with this brush, and I'm just going to put this all over my lash lid just to go ahead and give some of that shimmer effect. I will then switch over to using On Camera, which is the gold shimmer shade, and I'm only concentrating this right on the center of my lid. So it's making, like, it's creating some type of kind of sunset shadow kind of look, I guess. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep putting that there in the center. Now for the lower lash line, I did start to drag some of the colors from whenever I was doing the outer V, but now I'm going back in with the blending brush and just taking Rush Alert Mugshot to the more inner corner of my waterline, and then I will go ahead and go back in with a little bit of Secret. Can add eyeliner to this look, but I decided not to. I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my Clinique 1 Black High Impact Mascara and just coat my lashes. You can also add lashes, but you know, I always say I don't have any lashes on hand just because I don't really wear falsies. And yeah, so I'm just taking my mascara. I'm going to go ahead and coat over my lashes for top and bottom lashes. Here I am taking my e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel. I'm going to go ahead and coat my brows a little bit. I don't fill them in, and also my eyebrows do need to get done. I haven't done them in a little while, so they are looking a little crazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush over them and not fill them in so I don't look like I have caterpillars even more than I already do. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the complexion brush and just go ahead and brush off all of the remaining powder that I had from setting my under eye and my nose, as well as I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty blender that is still a bit damp and just go over all of those places just to really set it into my skin. And yeah. Finally, we are on to highlight. It is the same Wet n Wild highlight I always use. I'm just going to go ahead and take my finger for my cheekbones, and then I will end up using a tiny brush to go ahead and go into my inner corner as well as my brow bone. Time for the lips. I'm going in with the NYX lip liner in SPL 810 Natural. I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips as well as fill them in with this lip liner. And then I'm going to go ahead and dip back into the Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette. And I'm going to be taking a bit of Boom and On Camera to put on my lower lip as well as just a bit on my upper lip to give a bit more of a shimmer effect because I don't care so much for wearing glosses, and I thought why not just put some shadow to make it a little bit more shimmery, I guess. Honestly, guys, I'm just making this video. I'm going to end up going to take a shower and going to sleep. It is already 11:28, so I wasn't going anywhere with this look, but yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of this shadow on my lips, and it actually came out pretty nice, I guess. Like, I don't know. I liked it. finally, the last and final step, I'm going back in with the Smashbox primer water and just giving a couple spritz to go ahead and set my makeup, and of course my little famous fan with my hand to try to get it to dry a little bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty blender and just dab it all over my face just to really get that primer water into my skin. And I was pretty satisfied with how it turned out. My skin, like, this lighting camera video just did not do it justice. Like, in person, looking in the mirror, it was honestly very dewy. Like, my skin was very dewy, smooth, and I will say these products did not fail me today. But comment down below to let me know on what you guys thought about this makeup look. And yeah, as always, you guys, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, stay safe and tuned for more videos. Peace.